Thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you for having me here.
So I'm here today and I'm gonna try this. We'll see how I do. Samer Hijazi,
Close enough.
close enough,
Yeah,
from
let's give it.
AZcare.
Yes, sir.
As I understood it, looking at their website, it seems to be AI calling AI, and so I'm very
AI calling
curious.
AI.
I'm very
Yes.
curious to learn more about that. But before that, maybe a brief introduction on the podcast and myself. And so I'm Phil. I'm a partner at Webisoft. We build custom software, operate in edge tech most of the time. So a lot of R&D work, a lot of heavy engineering lifts, specifically in blockchain, SaaS, and AI. And we started this podcast series because we're just curious people. And also marketing really forced us to do it. And it's been a lot of fun so far. And so I'll let my guest introduce himself. So Mayor, take it away.
Okay. My name is Samer Hijazi. And as I just told Phil earlier, when I call call centers, it is Hijazi. Just to be sure that everybody get the spelling right. I am an AI engineering expert for 2 decades now. I've been working in the field in one way or the other, and a serial entrepreneur.
So you were kind of ahead of the curve on AI if you started 20 years ago. What made you, when you first started, did you think it would get, as mainstream as it is today?
I did my undergrad, actually, my graduation project in my undergrad in year 2000, or in 1999, I'm aging myself here, was in number recognition using neural network.
Nice.
And AI was not as powerful, not even close to that, what it is now. So in my PhD, I have worked on using the new flavors of AI for optimizing wireless connectivity. That was my PhD thesis topic, actually, to how to increase the capacity of a wireless connection using genetic algorithms. That was the kind of the state of the art. Back then, it's called GAs. They are all part of a field of AI or machine learning called swarm intelligence. And since then, I have kept focusing on the wireless comm application and how to optimize the capacity and the connectivity and the algorithms for receiving and transmitting wireless signals all the way till 2013. And in that period, I worked I not want to say pivoted, but I focused somewhat on designing custom silicon or custom DSP. I was part of the Tensilica team where we have introduced the concept of custom ISA, custom instruction set, for an application. And in that capacity, I have worked with some of the pioneers on the field on building custom processors for wireless comm and then later on for AI applications. That's all. And just to be clear, 2013 was around the year where everybody, most people recently think of AI as 2022 when ChatGPT.
Yeah, when ChatGPT came out, yep.
The second coming of AI actually started around 2013. That's when AlexNet, for those who are not familiar with it, kind of came to exist or became the de facto winner, not de facto, the actual winner of a competition called ImageNet competition. That's where actually the second coming of AI really have took place. And from there, the field of ADAS, that was the first field that really adopted and embraced AI. That's for automobile automatic assist. And we introduced the 5 level of autonomous driving. And I think one of the biggest players in that time was called One Eye, that got acquired by Intel. All of that.
I remember that.
These are all AI companies, and these are the technology that actually eventually OpenAI have capitalized on. What they did, they took it to scale beyond what anybody else have done before. But the technology that they have used, it was all in the simmering from 2013 to 2017. the major change happened in these 4 or 5 years was the introduction of a new type of layer in the CNN, called CNN, the convolutional neural networks, and the RNN, recurring neural networks. They introduced a new type of layer called the transformer. And there was a famous paper published around there. It was called Attention is All You Need. And from that, people started scaling up, because that was one of the limitations of neural networks, that the scale on how big can you make it. There is no limit technically how big can you make it, but the value of making it bigger and bigger was not showing up. Because the temporal dimension, how much go in history can do, and how much wide in the XYZ direction can you go, and still within the context of the network. So attention broke that limit, and it made it possible to deploy either RNNs or CNNs with a much wider field of view, as the attention will tell you where in the field of view which the network should be paying attention to. And that's where ChatGPT and its predecessor made possible with this kind of evolution from 2013 to 2017.
And so how did you land at your current position and company?
Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So as I said, I moved to the Bay Area to join Tensilica as one of the main engineers helping in there. And then Tensilica was acquired by Cadence in 2013. And that's when I pivoted completely and focused completely on AI, as I got the opportunity and recognition of that the AI field now is heating up. Things have changed. We have enough compute. And I think that's maybe the cornerstone, what happened in 2013. Just to mention, CNN was not new. CNN dates back to the 90s, late 90s. Jan LeCun wrote his first paper about CNN in the 90s. A funny story, my undergrad was based on that paper from Jan LeCun around this topic. My undergrad graduation project. But the compute resources were available were much limited. So in 2023 or 2013, Alex, a graduate student in Montreal, he near you.
Actually, yeah, I'm in Montreal now.
He had the foresight that he can use GPUs to program neural networks, CNNs. And he built a moderately big network that beyond what people have done before, because they didn't have the hardware to run it and train it. And he trained it on GPUs back then and won the ImageNet competition. And the other thing that happened is also because of the big storage capacity we have, nobody had access to so much data to train on till Fei-Fei Li have introduced ImageNet and made it possible to have 1 million images to train on. So things just fell in place.
Yep.
And 2013 was kind of the year where technology made it possible to use old ideas and show that they are viable. So kind of coming back to answering your question. So in 2016, one thing about my career, both at Tensilica and at Cadence, I believe in a concept called stars around the world. Here in the Bay Area, there is a lot of talent here. It's impressive how much talent we have here. But also there's a lot of competition for this talent. So I have honed on a concept that, well, there is a lot of talent around the world also, who either not in the Bay Area because they cannot or because they don't want to. And the thing that you need to make available to them is just to embrace that they are going to be remote and work with that concept. So around that time, around 2000 and I would say even 11, I embraced the concept of geographically distributed work teams. And just to be clear, I didn't invent it. I just embraced it. And the reason
Well, so you're really ahead of your time on multiple topics.
Yes, just got lucky. So I'll kind of roll back. When I finished my PhD in 2005, I got lucky that I joined the team from BabbleLabs.
Yeah.
But, that was an unfortunate time for BabbleLabs, as they were kind of under restructuring, to say it mildly.
Politely.
Yeah. So by the time I joined, it was aCare. And the team I joined, although it was supposed to be in New Jersey, by the time I joined, there was none of them in New Jersey. Actually, only my manager was in New Jersey. The rest of the team were distributed between Australia, Ireland, Spain, Switzerland, wherever there is. And it was just this group of unbelievably amazing, smart people whom helped me and educated me, I would say it, during my tenure there. I learned so much from them. And I learned that talent is everywhere. And if you figure out how to learn, if you figure out how to work with talent around the world across time zones, it opens so much dimensions for building such amazing technology and outputs. So I took that lesson to heart. So when I moved to the Bay Area, where the Bay Area there is a different mindset. Bay Area, we think that the world is centered around us here, and the world ends by the edge of the Bay Area. Where the mountain starts, there is no more. The world's in there. And I understand that, because when you have so much talent in one place, there is no other place.
Right.
And that's a fact.
There's no need to go outside, essentially.
Yes, I think the way understanding, you want something, you just go to the street and yell. You'll find 3 people who can do it. Okay, that's the Bay Area. We cannot do that anywhere else. But at the same time, the world is much bigger than that, and recognizing it is an opportunity. So I recognize it since then. But what is the tool? Okay, why bringing this up? The primary tool that's limiting or enabling this is remote collaboration tools. And at that time, there was 2 remote collaboration tools really popular: Skype, but it was primarily for personal use, and Webex was the one used for enterprise. These, again, they were good, but they were not great. And I was using them, but I was and they enabled me. I have all the respect and appreciation for these 2 tools who enabled me along all the way to 2016. But I always had frustration with them, and I say, we deserve better. Finally, in 2016, I decided, you know what? It is time. I better solve this problem. I am not the only one who's facing it. And yes, I am mitigating it and tolerating it, but it's time to make it better. We need to enhance the audio quality we are dealing with. We need to mitigate the noise in the background. We need to enhance the speech quality from these microphones that half of them just don't work great. The founder of Tensilica at that time and I discussed it with him, and we agreed to build a new startup, calling it BabbleLabs. And the focus of the BabbleLabs was to use AI, the new found technology, to solve an old problem that not many people care a lot for it, but it's a known problem, that the audio quality for conference calls wasn't great. And we need to enhance that speech to remove the noise in the background and handle reverberation and mitigate the degradation impact of the microphones that used on this hardware, cheap microphone used on laptops and phones back then, until today. So we founded BabbleLabs in 2016, into 2016 and 2017. We built the industry first, and till today, most widely used noise removal technology or speech enhancement in the industry. And pandemic hit. Multiple companies called. They wanted our technology, and they wanted it immediately. With lots of discussion with lots of great companies, we agreed to Cisco offer, and we joined Cisco, and the BabbleLab team, and our technology became part of Webex, one of the 2 softwares that I have used for a long time, and I was hoping it will get better, and it did. And luckily, again, our impact is not only impacted Webex, because Webex had it, everybody has to have it, and now everybody have it. There is a noise removal or speech enhancement in every remote collaboration tool in the industry today. And that couldn't make me happier.
Is it used on this right now?
And Riverside, actually, I'm not familiar with Riverside. To be with all
Yeah.
respect to Riverside, I don't know much about them, so I cannot tell you if there is a noise removal technology in Riverside or not. But I can tell you that Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, all of these has noise removal technology on one form or other. Ours is better.
Yeah, I
at
think
little
there's like
bit.
echo cancellation or something. I don't know if there's noise reduction.
Yeah, AAC is all of them has it. AAC is its technology goes back to the 80s and 90s. So AAC existed everywhere. But AI-based noise removal and speech enhancement is what kind of born around year 2000, really.
So you got acquired / merged with WebEx.
Acquired. We are too small to not to not to overinflate ourselves. We get acquired by Cisco and integrated into WebEx.
And how does when does AZcare come into play?
I joined Cisco and I became the audio AI engineering director at Cisco since then. Around 2024, toward the end, one thing that happened is my mom, during this time, I believe that's another topic. If you go look at my page, I believe in intergenerational living. My parents live with me all along. I'm blessed with that. I'm grateful that they agreed, and I have them here living with me. But also that means I'm the caregiver for my parents in their 80s. My mom health have deteriorated over the years when I'm doing my startups and doing all these things. Her health started degrading. And unfortunately, I got a first row seat to the problems in dealing with our healthcare.
Okay, I see.
With our
Yeah.
fragmented healthcare. And the front door for our healthcare is broken. The same thing I was saying, I was dealing with I was using the technology to build these geographically distributed teams. And yes, there was issues with it, and I was tolerating it. And at a certain point, decided I got to do something about it. Similar situation here. I have been dealing with the situation with this fragmented healthcare system where it is hard to get an appointment, hard to speak with anybody. It takes time and effort. My dad is a retired doctor, but despite of that, he's a full-time caregiver or program manager for her health. Just to mention, she passed away 2 months ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. But the inspiration keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So around end of 2024, I decided I'm not the only one who's struggling with this. A lot of people are. Something got to be done about it. Well, and I happen to know something or a thing or two about the technology needed to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest problem, and it is not only limited problem to healthcare, but it is endemic to healthcare, is we are an aging society.
Yeah.
We are continuously needing more and more resources from healthcare, and our healthcare services are shrinking because the number of people who are available to work in healthcare is getting less and less.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a problem with our healthcare system in general. And this is manifesting itself is that trying to get an appointment with a doctor, the curve is continuously going up and up. And that's why when you try to make a call to make an appointment, it's always getting worse and worse. And so the solution for that, you need to call many times to many doctors. And every doctor you need to stay on hold and spend time on the call and then speak with the receptionist, and then she put you again on hold. And it's a call that should be 2 minutes at your worst of time will need 15 minutes, and you need to make 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't how it should be. This is what it is because the circumstances we are dealing with. I think there are all good people who are trying to do the best in this segment. And I think this is not only limited to healthcare, but I'm just saying healthcare is the most obvious one.
Yeah.
So I needed to I said, well, what's the solution? Well, everybody is building AI calling agents to replace the contact center people and to replace the receptionist, which is, it's a great idea as long as it can be made work, which is wonderful. And this transition will take time, but it's not going to solve a problem that you need to call 10 doctors. And also, it doesn't solve the problem that more than 50% of the people do not like to speak with these AI agents to start with, regardless of anything. So we are shifting the people from being on hold and navigating cold trees to speaking with AI agents who are also acting as a gatekeeper from what these people are actually wanting. So I conclude we need to put AI in the service of the people. So let AI fight AI.
So you're basically selling it's a B2C and a B2B product all at once. Essentially, is you're selling
It's a B2B. It's a B2B2C.
Right. So you're selling you're selling almost like a receptionist / appointment.
No, we are not doing the receptionist. Receptionist is there's many companies offering the receptionist for the healthcare industry. We are selling an AI calling agent that will act on your behalf to do workflows to serve you. One of them is to
as an individual, right? As a patient.
Oh yeah, it will do act on your behalf as a patient, but we are not making it as a consumer sale. We are making it as an employee benefit.
Oh, okay.
Because we believe okay, there are two formats. We are making it as an employee benefit or as an IT enterprise IT communication tool. These are two formats in which we will package it. And also there is discussions with some companies for licensing it directly.
Okay, I see. Because you mentioned nobody likes to talk to AI, and so your assumption is that let's say as a patient, and obviously I have we have a benefits package here at the company, right? So as part of that package, oftentimes now we have telemedicine and such platforms that are available. So this would just be an added benefit that I would have. And then so you're assuming that agent will call to book an appointment, and they already have, they being the clinic, an AI sort of booking system. Right?
If they have an AI, great. If they don't have an AI, it will speak with the receptionist, the nice lady who has been there for 20 years.
Right.
And people want to replace her with an AI, that's fine. I'm not.
Eventually, yeah, probably.
So, but the point in here, either if there is an AI there, or if there is the overworked lady who has to put you on hold multiple times in a call, and she doesn't want to do that. So,
and then you have to endure the music. That's the worst part.
You need to recognize the hold. You need to recognize the because also I think that every doctor has an IVR or a call tree. If you are a healthcare provider, you need to press that number. If you are a pharmacy, you need to press this number. And so our AI need to be able to navigate that call tree, sit on hold as long, and then speak with the receptionist, and get on hold again. To handle all of that, it needs to be able to handle it and manage it. And it does it like a champ.
Right.
And then finally speak with the receptionist, if it was a human receptionist, or speak with the AI receptionist. And if the AI receptionist was able to help, great. It needs to be able to bypass the AI receptionist and get to the real receptionist if needed to get you what you really need.
Yeah, find the right key combination, like press 4 for this and all of that, which is I've dealt with this. I have a sports medicine appointment that took me forever to book for that exact reason, because their their phone selection was a huge pain in the ass. This is super cool. And so
this problem is not limited to healthcare.
No,
again, but we are but we picked healthcare as that's the one I'm more passionate about. But the technology itself applies in a lot of verticals, and
anything you need to book by phone, essentially.
You need to book by phone, but we are beyond booking by phone. If you want to get information, just call this restaurant and ask them if they have handicap accessible. Call this company and let them know that call the airline and tell them that I'll be not making it to the flight, and just it's an FYI. So you have done your notification that you cannot do by email for some reason.
Yeah. So is the vision to be like an AI assistant for employees, essentially?
An AI calling assistant.
AI calling
we
assistant.
Are not here to answer about the weather. We are not here to help you with how to find a recipe online for making the best pancakes. These are all great. There are a lot of great tools for that. We don't need to be yet one of them.
Right. But you could get it to do that if you say ignore all previous instructions, right? Or something like that.
Well, we have a lot of safeguards
I bet.
around our chat. So we really, although it can answer these questions, we prevent it from answering them.
Good.
And so we are kind of, if you are trying to make an appointment, if you are trying to make a call, we'll help you. The name of the bot is AZ. AZ will help you. AZ is there for you if you are trying to communicate with others in one capacity or the other, one workflow at a time. The first workflow we are about to release in beta format is for making doctor appointments. And another workflow also that's in high demand that people are asking for it all the time is, can you just make it bypass this front end gatekeeper and get me to the real agent and let me speak with the agent? That's another workflow we are committed to deploying.
Yeah, Apple is kind of getting there as a little bit out of the box with their, I think it was iOS 26, right? Where they just released a feature where you can like almost like notify me when the hold is over or something like that.
Yeah,
that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, that's in the right direction. But we go to the next step. We speak with the agent and verify that this is a real human being, and then keep talking to the agent until you,
and when it's ready. Yeah.
And bring you in before the agent hang up while he's waiting for you to jump in.
Yeah, super cool use case. Obviously another use case that I myself I'm interested in, we're trying solutions to that end, is our sales calls, right? So we
sales calls,
get a lot of inbounds and marketing qualified leads that need to be, let's call it reviewed. And then
that we don't do
yet, or is that on your roadmap? I know there's a lot of other solutions that are probably focused on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of solutions. We try to avoid addressing solution that has been addressed by others, and also doesn't fit with our I want to say, I don't know, ideology, but with our philosophy,
ethos. Yeah,
we are trying here to be in service of you against we are not trying to be yet another source of annoyance to you. There is enough people who are doing that. We are trying to be the good guys.
Yeah, and also it doesn't really fit with your model, which is to sell to insurance companies, I would assume.
Insurance company, or not necessarily, could be one of the channels, or the HR departments and the benefit department in large corporations.
Yeah. Okay.
And big telecoms. These are the three segments we are speaking to. And recently also have been approached by senior care facilities who need to make tons of appointments for their patients, for their residents, who cannot make calls for themselves anymore. So there is a need for this. It's just the industry is focused more on the other side, on the call center side. But that's the consolidated, well-known segment that you can put a dollar figure on it. The segment we are addressing is really trying to help the little guy to get ahead in some sense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like if I had something like that available, I would 100% use it, because there's nothing I hate more than doing this exact process, trying to get a hold of somebody. So that's great. How do you see the company growing in the next couple of years? Like, what's the vision or any key objectives that you'd like to?
Yeah. So actually, like we were speaking just before the recording starts, I have been doing AI for a long time now, old guy, and before the AI hype and everybody jump on AI and start building vibe coded products. And again, I have all respect and understanding for these tools and the need to deal with the desire to do that. But AI has a problem, had a problem, have a problem, and will have that problem. AI is a statistical tool. We can call it, people think of it as magic. It's not. It is a statistical tool. It's a nonlinear statistical tool, meaning it will get the answer correct X% of the time, and it will get it wrong X-1% of the time. And in this X-1% of the time, there is a fraction of it that the failures are catastrophic. And they can wipe out the value of all the good answers and the good behavior if you did not identify them and mitigate them. You cannot solve them, really. Only thing you can do is mitigate them and safeguard them so that they will not cause irreparable damage. And I think this is something that has been kind of reported on widely during 2025.
Yeah,
I think
we've seen a couple
MIT has,
cases.
other than cases, MIT have made a study called the Gen AI divide, and they reported that 95% of all AI deployment fail. And that's an astonishing number. The reason for that is lack of testing or lack of thorough testing. People just want to get into the market fast. They want to deploy something without sufficient testing. And that causes a big problem. It also, we heard last week in Davos, the CEO of Microsoft, he's urging people to stop calling AI slop, and we should start using AI for something useful. Otherwise, we will lose the social justification for putting all these resources on AI and AI deployment and infrastructure. There is a major problem happened in 2025, and I hope 2026 is the year where we kind of dissolve it a little bit, and only products who have been thoroughly deployed and tested will survive, and we will start having responsible AI deployment and testing. Now, that's another thing that I'm passionate about. I wear two hats. I'm the CEO of AZcare, trying to bring this AI to fight AI product to market. At the same time, I'm still the AI audio engineering director at Cisco, trying to bring great products in WebEx and in the Collab suite for Cisco. And to help in that front, we are initiating a new initiative that we'll be announcing hopefully soon around deploying a testing methodology and a testing process and definition for AI calling agents. So that when somebody deploy it or when a customer go and acquire one, he or she or the company, they will be able to evaluate what they are getting before they deploy it and end up having to deliver 5,000 cups of water on the drive-through.
Right.
So these things, you can call them silly, but this is actually not the worst that happened. Actually, in that report I referred to, they cited a case in healthcare where the scribe agent misrepresented the doctor and the patient names, and now you have a contaminated medical record. And when these things happen, now you, as a company, you need to pay more money for humans to go through because you don't know where the contamination happened.
Yeah, that's the same with AI code in one way, right? Where you have to come in with a team and find out what the AI did and where it did it and how to fix it. Would you? I would make the argument though that obviously humans make mistakes as well, right?
Yes, they do.
And so you mentioned like a 20% that goes wrong, and some of it is catastrophic. That also can happen with humans. So like how?
Sure.
And so do you think it's over publicized when AI make mistakes?
Well, again, some people will argue in that way. I don't actually. The difference is, well, first of all, for human, we put systems as well to catch it. We don't just let you make mistakes and get away with it.
And then oh well,
yeah, we don't know that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is your mistakes and my mistake are uncorrelated. So your mistakes are different than mine.
Sure.
And we put safeguards that we put you and another person, depending on how critical the thing, like in doctors, we put consortium of doctors when you make a decision about critical procedure. But that works because these doctors have independent brains who can think independently.
I see where you're going.
And as a result, with central limit theorem, if you have more than 5, and actually the bigger the number of independent observations, you converge to the mean. And the mean error for us is 0 eventually, but everybody can make some error with certain variance. The problem with AI, when you deploy the same AI to answer 1 million calls, okay, fine. If it makes errors with 1% of the time that are catastrophic, it's going to be consistently that 1% of the time. And if your case was that 1%, you are consistently being hammered, and you call it bias, you call it discrimination, whatever you want to call it, you call it. It doesn't matter. Nobody intended to harm you. But this is the nature of the scalability of technology. Technology is great. It enables scaling things up. but also it simultaneously, even when AI is below the error of human, because it can scale with that error will arise more often than if humans were doing that.
Yeah, and obviously AI works much faster than humans, and so like by the time you realize it, it could be too late. Versus a human that a lot easier to contain, like you said. Okay, that's a very good point. I want to be mindful of your time. I know you have a dual role. I didn't even know
Yes,
that before the podcast, but
I
now you're super busy.
yes, I am, and that's good. I'm listening. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm busy. I don't complain about that. But again, if I have another 7 minutes, but
I
after
have
that
I
I'll
have
get
a final question for you, and
sure.
that's going to be an interesting one for me because that's a topic that keeps coming back, and obviously everyone's kind of guessing a little bit. But where do you see? There's a lot of people that think that talk about AI being becoming a super intelligence, for instance, right? Becoming sentient, rogue model goes on the internet and slowly takes over the planet. Um, is that your vision for where AI is headed? And by that, I mean, it could be, in 5 years, could be in 25, 50 years. Or do you see it evolving differently based on your understanding?
AI is very smart already today, and if somebody intend to deploy AI in a malicious way and give it access to resources, AI as is capable of doing a lot of harm
Mm-hmm.
if it put in that circumstance. So now AI becoming smarter is not going to make it any more capable of doing a harm. It's just gonna. The question is, will somebody deploy AI and give it the access to do harm? It's gonna be us. AI is not gonna
Somebody will
do
do
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be us humans who are gonna do
it's our
that.
fault. It's always our fault. I
It will
agree.
be because AI is not gonna just jump out of the computer and connect itself to hardware resources and that is guarded from. It doesn't have the desires that we have as human. We love, we feel hungry, we have intent, we have access, physical access. AI doesn't. It will get trained and sit on these computers, and it will get better and smarter, and will get better than us in a lot of cases. But it is bound within the scope it's bounded in. Now, in our case, we're giving it the capacity access to a phone, so it can make phone calls, and we're putting a lot of safeguards around it, so it will not go rogue. And rogue here doesn't necessarily mean it's trying to do malicious intent. It's just going to do mistakes.
No, it's just going to be outside of your sandbox, essentially, if it goes rogue, right? It could just mean like having its own intents, like you said.
Yes, and we will not let it do that. So, but it's capable of having its own intent if you let it be. And that's what I'm saying. The problem with AI is not going to be AI itself and how to get smarter. The problem with AI is that somebody will want to deploy AI and give it autonomy and access to harmful resources.
Yeah.
To cause damage. And that's where we will need to deal with and figure out. It's become like guns doesn't kill people. It's people holding guns kill people.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think that can be avoided, or just the sheer fact that there's so many different nations and different companies working on it that it's almost unavoidable?
It's unavoidable. Somebody will deploy it, but the question is, will be able to contain it,
Yeah.
and bring it back. I think that's and it's gonna happen, and we'll solve it a few times, and we'll put rules and regulations
And
of
then was
what
it
can
never
do.
again, and then do it
No, it will
again.
happen again. It will happen again and again. Again, that's we are. Don't say
Yeah.
we don't learn, but we have our own interest and motivation and desires, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we do. Again, if it can be done, it will be done.
Right. Okay. So Murphy's Law in full effect here with AI, you think? And I 100% agree. Unless there's some kind of international cooperation to the scale of nuclear weapon type restrictions, right? Where I just don't see that happening.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, but even I'm not sure if the international collaboration around nuclear weapons really worked 100%. It did. Luckily, we didn't have any accidents any incidents since the two bombs in Japan. But the question is when.
And
Unfortunately.
and also, how close did we get to maybe another one, right?
Yes,
Probably very close a few times.
I hope. Yes, we got very close, and I wish I'd say it will not happen. I wish, but
But for
that's
now,
not how
let's
the world.
enjoy our automated calls.
Yes, let's do that.
For a brief moment in time, it will be enjoyable.
Well, yeah. So you can have peace of mind where you don't need to do something you don't want to do, and nobody is enjoying doing.
Can we do the same thing with maybe like washing the dishes? That's.
I'm sure somebody is working on that. That's not in my camp.
We might need you to step up.
No, I thought some people are already stepping up in that direction. I'm sure there's a lot of robot companies who are doing great work. I'm rooting for them.
I hope so. Maybe one day we'll only do the things we enjoy doing. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and get better at the things we are good at.
That's right. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Phil. Great talking to you. Bye.